Hey everyone. I made a post on May 24th and I got a lot of great feedback and I appreciate that. And there were some people that were a little bit disenchanted with my position on COVID-19 and how our government is handling it. So I thought I'd break these into three different groups. So number one, I had a fair amount of people that said, Peter, I'm as productive at home as I am in the office. Okay? Look, it's not for me to argue whether you're more productive or not at home versus the office. It doesn't matter. What does matter though is that you understand whose decision that is. That is your boss's decision. That is the owner of the company's decision whether he wants to allow you to work from home or come into the office. And I want you to understand something, that it goes far beyond your being productive, all right? Let's assume that you are as productive at home. He may want you in the office because you contribute to the culture that's within the four walls of the company. And that's an important component, those intangibles that people bring. And I know in my career in the health and wellness space that I was the face of the brand for 30 some years, but make no mistake about it, I stood on the shoulders of some amazing people. And my company would not have been what it is without those amazing people. So your boss may want you to be in the office just because he wants your contribution to the energy that takes place within the four walls. So don't get heartburn over the fact if your boss says, look, I need you to be in the office. Okay, I know it's been a nice break. You've had 8-10 weeks at home. You've gotten a lot of things done. I get it. But understand, at the end of the day, your boss gets the final vote. The second tranche that I want to talk about is these people that say, Peter, I'm not going to go back to work until my boss can give me a COVID-free environment. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know how to get my head around that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Literally. Let's just take COVID-19 and put it on the shelf for a minute. Every time you go to work, you expose yourself to the potential of contracting the flu, mono, strep throat, the common cold. Look, let alone at work, you could get that going to the grocery store, going to a sporting event, going to a movie theater, going to Target. Look, anytime we leave our home, we're going to do that unless we're going to run around in a bubble or a mask and gloves all day. I mean, come on. I mean, and tell me you've never called an illness before. It didn't kill you. This is not a death sentence. So quit using COVID-19 so you can continue your staycation. Look, but for the love of God, you know what? Don't think for a minute that your employer is prospering through this pandemic. All right, there's a small percentage of businesses out there that have thrived. Understand the vast majority of them are hanging on by a thread. Make no mistake about it. They are hanging on by a thread. And, you know, thank God, and I'm in support of our government, the way that they reacted early on. They did the right thing. The quarantine and shut the businesses down. Look, they were buying time to allow our medical and our factories to ramp up production of respirators and everything we need, and more importantly, get some of our brilliant scientists and biologists to try to come up with a defense against this disease. So early on, everyone was freaked out because we didn't know what we didn't know. That's a fair statement. But today, we do know, all right? We do know, which brings me into my third category where people are saying, Peter, you are insensitive. People are dying. Look, I get it. I completely get it. I get it. And first, before I go into this area, I want you to know that for any of you that have experienced a death or of a family member, friend, loved one, look, if you've experienced any hardship through this, I'm sorry, right? My heart goes out to you. You know what? None of us saw it coming, and the people that got it and had complications, and they ended up dying from it. It generally happened fairly quickly. It happened inside of 30 days, and for that I'm very sorry. You didn't see it. You couldn't plan for it. Look, my heart goes out to you. Let's just back up a little bit. Once again, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I gotta be sensitive to the families that have lost someone, But there's another group I got to be sensitive to, and that's the business owners. That is the backbone of this country, that cross-section of people who put their ass on the line, who bet the family farm to get into business and chase the American dream. That's right, the American dream. And you know what? That's what makes this country so great, is that we have the ability to conceptually come up with an idea or enhance an existing idea, go into business for ourselves and prosper. We have the ability to win or lose in business. That's a choice and a right that we get to make. Now, what's unfortunate is the government, they came in, they shut the businesses down. I'm in agreement with that. However, once we started to get the analytics, which probably 8 weeks ago, we should have shut the door on this, on a lot of these actions, and let people go back to work. And if you don't think so, just follow Sweden. Sweden did the right thing. They played it right. They observed what was going on around the country, and they said, screw it. We're not going to shut anything down. This is going to be business as usual. They made some strong recommendations to the people of Sweden. And believe me, you know what? People, for the most part, have common sense. The government in Sweden told their people, hey, look, if you're feeling ill, here's the symptoms, quarantine yourself. Here's the second thing. You know what? There's this virus going around. It's called Corona-19, and it's highly contagious. Here's the symptoms. So here's some great preventative measures. They talked about social distances. They talked about hand sanitizers. They talked about masks and some other things. They gave people the right to do it, but the one thing they never did was shut down their economy. There are charts of deaths and people that have contracted Corona-19. It's not any higher than any place else in the world. But the one thing that they did that we didn't is they didn't kill their fucking economy. They didn't completely dismantle the economy of their country. And that's what we have done and we continue to do. That is what frustrates me. So I'll give you a statistic. Just for the state of Minnesota, I'm not gonna go down every state, but just once again, you hear me talk about this, the analytics don't lie. So you can get as emotional and drummed up about this as you want to, but the reality is, just sit down and look at the numbers. Shut your frickin' mouth and look at the numbers. So here's the reality. There's 22,000 cases in Minnesota, 22,000. Of the 22,000 cases, 2,500 of those people required hospitalization. Of the 2,500, 879 of them died. Look, once again, my heart goes out to you. You can't stop the narrative there, though, which our media likes to do. They don't like to give you the full truth. Everything I've said thus far is true. Okay, but there's one other piece. The punchline is, of the 879 who died, 709 of them were the elderly, and they were living in assisted living or in nursing homes. Okay? You can't start that narrative and not finish it all the way through, because it puts things in an entirely different context. And that is what our media and our government doesn't like to talk about. There's I don't quite know what the motivation is, what the motives are around here. I hope to God it's not political, all right? I mean, it drives me crazy when our political parties can't collaborate and come together and do what's best for the country. They're so damn concerned about winning and losing elections. You know what? Don't get me started on that. Believe me, you'll get that in November. But the reality of it is that that's the statistics. And every one of us, you know what? You can't shut down the economy. We got to get over this. We got to open the economy back up. And you can't do it. You can't trickle it in. I mean, our governor here, as I said before, Governor Walz, pull your head out of your ass. For real. Okay? Because you've got businesses in this state that are literally hanging on by a thread. In fact, I was just the other night, I was talking to a restaurant owner. He says they're not opening. They own 4 restaurants in this town. 4 restaurants. They're shut down. They're not reopening. Okay? The final dagger there, Governor Walz, your final dagger, you can take responsibility for it, was when you came up with the brilliant fucking idea that you're going to allow outdoor seating only. What if you're a restaurant without outdoor seating? Okay, you're supposed to survive on takeout until you roll out of bed one morning and decide that you're going to up it from 25 to 50% because you feel like that's what. Look, I don't know what this is all about. you got to free up this economy and let people go back to work. I can't be the only one here giving you this message. You got to hear it loud and clear. And you know what? It's to the point right now that even when you do open it up, people are going to be looking at you and they're going to be saying, what took you so long? What took you so long to come to the realization that, you know what, it's not a death sentence? Could we potentially see a spike in COVID-19 as a result of opening things up? Absolutely. Just like in the early spring of the year, you're going to see a spike in flu. Are you going to shut the economy down for that? Of course not. So look, my rant is done. You know what? We have got other diseases that come through here. Heart disease kills 650,000 people a year. Heart disease. Are we going to shut our economy down to that, to everyone who's overweight or could have chronic heart disease? Look, let people make decisions for themselves. We're adults. We're accountable for ourselves. Let us support this economy. And then to all of us out there, when he does get around to opening up our economy again, please make a point to get out there and support your businesses. You know, just put Amazon on the shelf for a few months and just go into the brick and mortar, buy stuff, go to your restaurants. I know you like to eat in and save money, but honestly, these people, they need our help. You know, it's a different world when we lose all of the, you know, some great restaurants, and think of all the jobs and the people that thrive through the restaurant business and that are tied to that business. So look, we got to support small business across the board. So everybody, now I believe I'm done. Everybody have a blessed day. Ciao.